Someone should take Toby. Have you found?
分析、あれ何やんだっけ。書庫。百科事典かな。
That is. That is.
こっちじゃねえか。
That. Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
蜂の商標。
Here it is.
こんなもんかな。よし。じゃあ、お前何あのおばちゃん見てんの。いや、お前はもう。
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
お前はもう置いてく。
Someone should take Toby. Have you found something?
うるせえ。お前はもう役に立たん。あ、間違えた。こっちか。お前もついてくんのかよ。これ時々前のめりになるのなんだろう。キスしようとしてんの。ワドソンが時々前のめりになるのなんなんだ。投げなろう。ワドソンはいらん。
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance. Search, Toby. Search.
さあ、どうやって扉を開けるんだ。開かないじゃないか。さあ、どうやって扉を開けるんだ。ああ、どうやって開いたんだ。魔法を使ってるとしか思えんな。てなんで犬なのにこんな遅いんだよ。犬の速さじゃねえだろこれ。犬の速さじゃねえだろこれ。しかもついてきてねえし。あ、来てんのか。お前かよ。お前かよ。ワトソンどこ見てんの。ワトソンどこ見てんの。どこ見てんのあいつ。やばいだろあの動き。人間の動きじゃねえ。ワトソンから隠れよう。さあ見つけられるかな。 見つけられるかな。動かなくなった。あれこれか。あれこれ切れてるのか。よく見たらこっちまで来てねえな。この辺だな。違うな。あれこっちまで繋がってるよな。あ、なんかあった。ワトソン見てたせいで気づかなかった。
Congratulations, Toby.
間違ってきたか
Now
った
let
じ
us
ゃ
see
ね
what you have found. This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here. There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
また戻んのか。もうとりあえずこの金庫も夏なんだよな。金庫もう溶けんのかな現時点で。でもこれからもヒント出なさそうだしな。数字っぽいのもないしな、特に。数字に関するヒントだな。いやでも現時点で解けんのかなやっぱり。
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Just be careful with the...
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine
後
Syndicate?
でまとめて聞いた方がいいかな。
No, I cannot say that I have.
他にも聞くことあるんだろうな。
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
金庫について聞いてくれよ。金庫なんかできんのかな。あ、今までの傾向からするとできそうなんだよな。多分何らかの方法で。はっきり言って違いわからんぞ。
今そこ2つ上がったままになってた。
うん。で？
このまま右書いてない。
あ、なんとなくわかった。そういうこと？あ、違うな。
もう一回2つじゃなくて今度は3つ一系なのかな。
何この金庫。不良品だろ。あと次なんかだ。でもそれじゃ中途半端に終わるよな。あ、やっぱりここか。いった。わかるかいこんな。
この開け方
金庫の意味をなしてねえだろ。ようからんな。この新鮮なる組っていうのはもう一人の登場人物に関わってくるんだろう、多分。この組合の人間なんだろうな、もうちょっと。
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
それはわかるけどな。これでもうここ終わりか。また書庫と分析、まあどの道戻んなきゃいけないから。多分登場人物もう一人いるから、この組合の人間だろう、おそらく。もう一人。まあ前回も後から来たやつが犯人だったしな。一番最初も。一番最後に来るやつが犯人のパターン結構多い気がする。あれはわかんないけどな、正解かどうか。赤文字の意味がわかるんだから。またあいつが呼んでくれるのかな、この人間を。
Here it is.
あれ優秀なホームレスっぽい。
And here is the divine
不老者っぽいや
syndicate's
つ。
address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunham. あ、いけるようになってんのか。つまり分析して。 Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
さあ、どういうやつだ。
This is the bottle that we found hidden at Kew Gardens.
そこまで自動でやってくれよ、そんぐらい。そんないっぱい取ったの。で何？飲む。
A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
花の香り、味見する。
Holmes,
大丈夫？
what are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
極なんだ。テロとかじゃないんだ。
Did you ever see poison stored in
豪華に飲んだ。
enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
So,
猛
what
毒
do
だ
you
ったら
think
死
it
ぬぞ、お
is?
前。
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
まあ、毒の耐性があるのかもしれないな。もしかしたら。
あとその心理的のか。
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take... Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
でもそんなことできるのやっぱりあそこの人間だよな。まあ今のところホワイトが怪しいよな。あのおっさんはそんななんかやんなそうだし、動機あるかもしれないけど。お前が何を見てんだいつも。てかお前もついてくるのか。
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is
なんかいる。
remarkably
何やってんの。
Let us find someone who could
太
help
極拳。
us.
太極拳やってんの。どうし。
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock...
I am exalting the sun. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate. Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
これ
あ、これ探してこなきゃいけないのかな。あ、それはなんか
Our God King's name is Triwa, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation.
タコ好きだな。うん、急に怪しくなったのこいつ。
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Follow my path, and better you will feel.
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious.
目の前で言うなお前。まあ事件に何か所関わってんのは確かだろうな。こいつ以外ないでしょ。
A fragment of a flower pot. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here. The Kew Gardens symbol.
Ora, もう一人いる。これ見たらあいつ増えた。ああ、増えたわ。
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of. This is rather delicious and of an
た
excellent
めらわないな、
quality.
一切。
My word, Holmes.
一切躊躇しない。
A form of cocaine.
一切躊躇しないな。うん、なんか生産カリかなんか置いとけば殺せるぞ、ホームズ。
Osmosis and photosynthesis.
This must be Triwan, the Divine Syndicate's god. Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take
ああ、
them.
食虫植物か。
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
食虫なのか
A
ダメじゃない。
tropical plant. Nothing of interest. These three plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall
いいの
take
持って
them.
帰って。持ってけんのそんなに。
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. A tropical plant. A tropical plant.
調べるとこいっぱいあんの。無駄に。こんなもんか。なんかあった。 達人。
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
目の前でやんの。達人が目の前にいるけど。線もね、一本合わせちゃうな。ああ、動かせんのか。別に寄ってるわけじゃないでしょ。笑わ あれあ、そういうことか。こうか。で、辰巳見てた今の。
You came to make a donation? Glory.
A vast amount of...
時代的にまあ違法とかそういうのないんだろうな。
This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
薬物が違法とかそういう概念はないんだろうな。このパンとかわかんないけど。
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
めっちゃ、じゃあ、あいつ怪しいじゃん、もうさ。
それを向こうの植物園でやってる人がいたのか、それともこれは向こうに行ってるんですか？
協力者なのか、それとも。協力者の可能性はある。まあ、
These instruments are used for...
何かしらの事件には関わっているんだ。何らかの形で。まあ、犯人を知ってる可能性が高そうだな。犯人じゃないとしても。ちょっと調べた。
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our
これ調べる
experiment.
のは全部か、これでじゃあ。いや、まだかな。まだか、まだなんかあるかな。
まだ何か隠してるのね。
でも実験してからってことかな。最後はもう一回だけ話しかけてみるな。また来るのめんどくせえしな。
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search.
お前が探していいって言ったじゃないか。
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago. And we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility.
あ、じゃあ盗んだっていうのはこいつが犯人なのか。
I see.
植物を
So
盗んだ。
if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is
撮影とは
solved.
じゃあ関係ないんだよ。
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
あとは分析かまた実験。もうこれは4年か。また帰るのか。なかったっていうのは殺人に使われたのかな。
致命的な有害植物っていうのはおしまいってことね。
まあこっちだよな。よくわからんが。まあこいつが言ってるのは本当だな。何してるの？真似してる。
This green, grand, mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. What should we do next, Holmes?
覚えたのか。
まずい。
もうこいつはどうしようもできない。
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
そうはそれどころじゃねえ。どうすんの？え？そんな動くもんなの？
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
真ん中のだったかな。
I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
こんな動くの？お前が動くのか。
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more. This plant seems to have had no reaction from
まだやってねえじゃん。
caterpillars.
やってねえじゃねえか。じゃああと何？これ？
No reaction.
あ、それが刺激ってこと？
It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed. My word! It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack.
へえ、こんな植物あんだ。
This is a strange and unusual plant. A carnivorous plant.
まあ真ん中の方が怪しすぎるよ
A prickly plant.
ガスが出たのに。
な。どうすればいいんだろう。
もう一回アルカロイドで垂らしてみればいいんじゃない？長時間なんか刺激のどうのこうのだったから。
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
これで開くんだよな。そのもうすかさずピンで刺すのか。
It No reaction.
よくわからんな。
長い間刺激ってのはわかんない。刺しっぱなしにするなんてできないんです
No re
そもそも開いてる時に刺せねえし。芋虫はどういう話すんだっけ。
今虫は反応しない。
あ、こっちはこっちは。
かわいそうに食われた。
えへ。
最初からやってくれるんだ。
It closed again. I wonder.
一緒だよな。
他になんか刺激できるものがあるか。
入れ替えるぐらいですね。
こうして入れ替えれば芋虫食べられないかも。
My word. It shot us.
順番のせいで。
This plant seems to have had.
開いた後芋虫って乗っけてあげればなんか今までと違う反応にしてくれるかもしれない。
It appears to open up. This plant seems to have had no.
あ、だから置き換えることができるのか。
Toxic gas with spores.
なるほどね。
Extraordinary.
全部のところにあるので
な
The
あ、わからん
plants
わ。
would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Hugh Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
そんな殺人がうまくいくのか。で、園長だって詳しいんだろ、そもそも植物に。そんなのわかるんじゃないの。
いや、園長は多分そんなに詳しくないんだと思う。金だけ出してで、副園長の方があとそのお父さんも全部いろいろやってたんだよ。
どうだろうな。まあ、これもわかんないんだよな、本当に詳しくないのか。でも詳しくないんだろうな。
副園長は言うんだけど、でもお父さんもやったことで金だけしか出してなかったみたいな。これだともう怖いと思う。
まあ、これホワイト犯人ルートでしょ。このままだと。ホワイトだと思うね、やっぱり。 投げ。お前いつまで水やってんのお前。
水浸しにされた。
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall con-
まあこいつは嘘売ってるように見えねえんだよ。いろいろ正直に言いそうなやつよくもあるから。
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of...
本当に詳しくないのか演技なのか。
Lear, Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes, he came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor.
つまりその具合悪いあれを見たのはホワイトってことなのか。
Thank you, young man. We shall see you
じゃあもう
again
ホワイトが
soon.
怪しすぎだな。
Excuse me, but I have to...
ホワイトが怪しすぎだな。お前がいつまで水やってんだ。ホワイトだけ遠いんだよ。もっと近くにいるよ。
Nasser. Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
誰も知らないって言う。
Thank you, miss.
しばらくして。
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
急に誰か消え
We need...
た。あ、まだ終わってなかったの。場所がわからない。謎 BGM。研究室も行かなきゃいけないし。植民地展示室ってどこだよ。わかんねえよ場所。唐突にみんな帰った。用が今があんまり関係ないや。これだっけ。どこだ。覚えてねえんだよいちいち。研究室もわかんねえし。ここはなんだっけ。あるものが必要で、そのさっき言ったあれだろう。つまりここは研究室じゃないな。あ、ここは研究室なのかな。
Here it is.
ここは研究室だったのか。あ、なんかあるの。いいや。
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
信用できるこれ。じゃあこうやって違うのか。じゃあ誰が犯人なんだ。まあアルバートはまずないだろう。
Farmhouse. Water lip.
ここは植民地は。胞子を吸い込んで、次はこれ最後でしょ。動かないんだけど。まだあんのこれ続き。
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
We need...
いるじゃん今。
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
辿っていくってことか。出れないのか。辿っていくってことでしょ。
なんかダクトを操作する機械がどっかにあって、それを探しに行ってたのかな。
めんどくせえな。手当たりして行くしかねえな。まあこれたどっとけばどっかであんだろう、黄色いのが。あれをたどっとけばいいんだろう。意外と近くなった。こっちから行けない。
Before starting the power is on. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
また戻るの。ワトソンが来いよ。いつまで燃えてんだあれは。全然有害物質。
Dry.
気が散るわ。曲を流させない。お前立ってるだけだな。
Now we need to see if we can activate.
なんかやんなきゃいけないの。え、何やんの？
床に芋の落ちてるとか。そんなこともない。
え、何すんの？
わかんない。
わかんない。まあなんかやんの。わかりません。え、何すんの？ちょっと移動するのも大変なんだよ。何すんのか分からん。何？わかんない。マジで。もう、言えねえよな。ますますわかんね シードハウスじゃん。
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
シードハウスって言ってももう怪しくねあいつ。でも研究室にいたんだっけと場所は。次セーブされたら終わりたいな。セーブされたか。ちょっと一旦終わるか。